Hello, Internet, and you are watching today's history. We are talking about Elijah Otis today. Honestly, someone who I've never heard of, and I can't wait to talk about. But first, hey, editor, do the thing. I've tried filming this like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times. Let's try again. Today we are talking about Elijah Otis, born August 3rd, 1811, the man who created the elevator, at least the safety elevator that we know today. He was born in Halifax, Vermont, to a farming family. He was in a pretty poor position throughout his childhood, and he had very poor health to boot. Obviously, this is back in the 1800s. I'm pretty sure their answer to most things was, hey, here's some cocaine and whiskey. Good luck. Now, when he was exiting his late teens, he left home at the age of 19 to go to Troy, New York. I keep wanting to say Troy, Ohio. Now, he was failing as a businessman, working in a sawmill, and he was making carriages, both of which were very much non profitable. A lot changed for him when he married Susan Houghton in 1834. Unfortunately, she died in 1842, leaving him two sons and not much else. There wasn't really anything known or um, marked down for what happened up until this point. Back then, you knew what most people were doing or where they lived by bar tabs and court records. There are many people who you only know they existed because of court records. But there wasn't really anything known up until he remarried Elizabeth Boyd in 1845. This is when he started working as a master mechanic at a bedstead factory. I don't know what that is. I might look that up. But here he had a reputation for inventing labor saving devices, which makes me think that him and Eugene Clark would be very, very close friends if he was born like 100 years later. Can I go back in time and fight that guy? For those of you who don't know, Eugene Clark was the guy that created the forklift. And also, for those of you that don't know, I drove a forklift for 12 years now. My back hurts. My back hurts thinking about the forklift. A bedstead factory is a manufacturing facility specializing in producing bed frames traditionally made of wood or metal. These factories handle the fabrication, assembly, and finish of beds, with historical examples producing durable wood furniture and modern ones focusing on metal, brass, or specialized wooden frames. That's actually pretty interesting, and now we know what he did before he developed the elevator. Now, for the most part, elevators were used at this point, but not for people because they were not safe. It was very common for them to fall, which did not allow people to ride them comfortably. Pretty much the forklift before the forklift. It was only used for freight. So he devised a system using a steel spring and ratchet mechanism. If the rope broke, the spring caught it to where you did not plummet to your death. He displayed it in 1854 at the Crystal Palace. He stood on the elevated platform and he cut the rope, proving that his invention would in fact catch him. It was first installed in 1857 at the E.V. Howitt and Co. store in New York City. Now, unfortunately, we are getting close to the end of his life. That elevator was installed in 1857, and the Otis Elevator Company, he started with his two sons, Charles and Norton, would become a global industrial leader. With his last couple of years, he patented a three-way steam valve engine, a safety brake for the railway, and a steam plow. The steam plow, I do believe, did not take off. He died of diphtheria on April 8th, 1861, just before his company began mass producing the elevators. He didn't even get to see the success, but his children did. This was a man who was a genius. He developed anything and everything he could. He was always trying. And for young men today, he should be someone to look up to because he never gave up no matter how badly he was failing. In my notes, he was failing in New York. He failed the farm in Halifax, the sawmill, making carriages. It was all failing, but he never gave up. He was still going forward, trying to provide a life for himself and his family. Of course, back then, there were not the safety nets that there are today. So for him, it was life or death. Something that I had to look up was what diphtheria was, and it sounds like a very awful way to die. It's a very highly contagious bacterial infection. It affects the nose, throat, and the skin. It releases a toxin that causes a gray coating in the throat, leading to severe breathing, swallowing, and heart problems. 10% of people die from it. It sounds like he died suffocating on phlegm that he had zero chance of getting out. I wonder what would have happened if he wouldn't have died then. Would he what would he have done with the success that he got, or at least that his children seen, Norton and Charles? Maybe at some point we'll do a video on them and look into them. But that is all I have for you today, my friends. Do you trust elevators? Do you get in one regularly? If there wasn't an elevator today, do you think we would have skyscrapers? Do you think we would have 6, 7 story buildings and large scale hospitals? Do you think everything would be taking up a lot more ground floor or second floor? Let me know in the comments below. If there's something that you want me to talk about, please allow me to read your comments. Let me know. Be sure to like and subscribe, please. We're very close to 10 subscribers, and I would like to get there, let's say by the end of the month. We're at 5. Come on, let's get to 10. You know you want to. If you don't like my content, go ahead and unsubscribe. I'm trying to get this to where I'm doing daily videos. We might do something kind of like a meme review on Fridays or talk about something random. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. Maybe I might have something for the weekends. We'll see. I could definitely see history meme review in the near future. Let me know what you think of that. Have a wonderful day.